Welcome back to the City Current Radio Show. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We're honored to be with our next guest. We're talking about UpSquad, Community for Growth, using technology to connect, collaborate, and create positive transformation. We're here with Derrick Reives and Venki Mandapati. They are the co-founders of UpSquad, Community for Growth. So how are you doing, Venki and Derrick?
Great.
We're doing well. Yes. Thank you for inviting us. Given everything that's going on now in the current environment, it's actually, we're able to help a lot of people. So that's what we're here to talk about today.
Absolutely. And you guys are doing so much good. And so let's start with a little bit of the backstory, because it started as Career Quo and you've recently rebranded to UpSquad. So let's start there. Give us a little bit of a lesson on the history and the rebrand. Let's start with you, Venki.
Sure, Jeremy. Hello, everyone. And since we started a couple of years ago, especially at the University of Memphis, our initial idea is to help connect students across different universities and colleges to their alumni. So that was the initial idea behind Career Quo. And especially after pandemic, we started helping a lot more different organizations, not just universities and colleges. So that has changed a lot of things for us, because initially our target market is just universities, and there are only 5,000 universities and colleges across US. And we saw this huge need, especially in the nonprofits and schools, because everybody started wanting to go into a virtual environment overnight because of pandemic. So as we started growing and helping a lot more nonprofit organizations and schools across US, we saw this huge opportunity, and also we went beyond just about careers. So that's how we kind of transitioned the whole name from Career Quo to UpSquad. So we just recently rebranded this month as well. And we are super excited to really build a lot of these virtual platforms across different organizations to help support their programs and initiatives.
Yeah. Derrick, let's bounce over to you. Describe UpSquad, because as Venki mentioned, you talk about the transition and you talk about the potential of this, because you're bringing a lot of technologies into one place, but you're also bringing a lot of stakeholders and community members into one place. And so now nonprofits can communicate with donors and their clientele. You've got the corporations that can communicate. So it's bringing a lot of things together in a very seamless integration. But that's my version. How do you describe UpSquad?
I'll describe it like this. We are in a new era of business. And what I mean by that is we've come a long way since brick and mortar and social media. Now for organizations to thrive, they really need a virtual community, a virtual communications platform where they put all of their members online, they can communicate at will, they can engage, they can reach people remotely, people who don't feel safe to come or people who physically can't come. It's preparing organizations for this hybrid business era that we're in, where even if you have face-to-face events or face-to-face meetings, you have to have a virtual component. That way, the entire audience is included and all of your members can engage, and it's recorded for those who miss it. So it's really the wave of the present as well as the wave of the future.
And you have everything kind of integrated into one easy turnkey solution. Yes. So you've got Zoom and the other platforms. You can also create different levels. And so you can have all the engagement in one area, and then you can break it out into subgroups to communicate so they can communicate together. So as you mentioned, you've created this larger community that can be broken down into sub-communities for very easy communication. Dive into the nuances of some of the things that really do make UpSquad very special.
So organizations are feeling pain, and I know a lot of that has been resolved, but what we've been hearing is that even though organizations, companies, businesses, schools are meeting virtually, that a lot of it is really duct tape, and we've heard that over and over again. There's a better way to do things. So they have it virtually, they're struggling with members' engagement now that it's virtual, so people don't check out, they stay involved until they can come back together again physically. So if you're having a virtual event, do you cancel it or do you set it up where it's an ongoing community, or do you, versus having a one-time event? Now you have an event, it's an ongoing community and it builds over time. Or if you're helping students, you invite students in for something, it's ongoing over time and it builds, preparing you for the future.
Yeah, one of the other things, and I want you to touch on this, Venki, is the fact that you can, as an individual, you can put up kind of your profile, so to speak, with your availability, and people can interact with you. And especially for those who do consulting or things like that, you can actually put a price tag on that and get paid for your time. And so you've built in all these very special features. Give us a little bit of some of the things on your end, Venki, that make it special to you.
Sure, Jeremy. So as Derrick has mentioned before, like we are creating a virtual platform, and on top of it, as you just mentioned, think of it as your own LinkedIn profile, wherein you can go and look at other people's profile. What we have done is we have built in this kind of a profile on top of it with the video integrated. For example, like we integrated with Zoom and Microsoft Teams, and you can actually choose whatever video solution that you are comfortable with, especially in your organizations. And now coming back to your question on single individuals, you can set up your online profile for free. And also people who are interested to learn about your background or just wanted to reach out to you, it's very easy and seamless for them to reach out to you directly on the platform as well. So it's almost like you can share your link on any of your other platforms. It's almost like let's say it's your Calendly link in order to share your profile, where people can actually see your profile, not just your schedule, see your background, see your education and details like a LinkedIn profile, and then also see your availability, which not a lot of other platforms are providing. And you can also see what the other person is actually interested in sharing about. It can be just career mentoring, or they wanted to share about job shadowing, anything of that nature. So it's very seamless for individuals to reach out to them, and on top of it, know their background as well.
Yeah. Derrick, talk about, Venki mentioned nonprofits especially were a big part of that pivot, in the sense that you realize, wow, this can be so valuable. Give us an idea of how some of your current clients are using UpSquad.
Great question. So right now we have organizations here in Tennessee, as well as other states. We have nonprofits like high schools that are connected to a dozen high schools in Nashville, and they are pairing up professionals in the community to help those students in those high schools. We have the same thing. We have a high school here in Memphis, a very prominent charter school that will be pairing their students up with members of the community. As they get ready to graduate, they can reach out to those members of the community, and they can talk to them about the career choices they're going to make as they go into college. They'll also be able to talk to their alums. So this high school is preparing for their alums to be able to talk to graduating seniors, as well as alums connecting back to teachers at the high school. So that's another use case. They can connect back to teachers. If you are in college and you need help with a class, you are able to, call upon your teacher from your senior year to get help. Also, we're helping leadership organizations by making it virtual for them to have leadership training. Social organizations like churches, state organizations that have statewide programs right across the river in Arkansas, they'll be using us for multiple programs around the state to help youth and young adults around the state. Also disadvantaged. So this is something that's really close to us we want to talk about. Just to give you some examples, there's an organization we're talking to out of New York City, who's helping youth in the New York City with fitness and training because they can't do things physically anymore. Also special athletes out of Arizona. We're talking to an organization out of Arizona for athletes with disabilities across the entire state, as well as right here in Memphis. There's a high school we're talking to that is just for kids with learning disabilities, and they want to connect them with employers in the community so they can do mock interviews and live interviews over the platform. What we found is that there are 1 million organizations like this, at least 1 million, that need help, they're just making it right now, but we can really truly help them to take it to the next level and thrive in the new environment.
Yeah. Well, and even the examples you gave, it just illustrates how many different uses there are for the platform. So the variety, the breadth of opportunity is almost endless. Talk about this let's start on both layers, because I want to talk about this as an investment opportunity and then obviously as an opportunity for the community to engage. So let's start with the investment opportunity, because for you all being a local company, big part of that is trying to get local investment to really be a part of this and lifting the fundraising, the angel investing community. Talk about UpSquad as an investment opportunity.
So we are very fortunate to have such a great community, especially here in Memphis, because I remember the day, back in 2018, when we are just a small project at the University of Memphis to really build something that is going to really help a lot of people, not just in Memphis, across US and across the world one day. And we were so fortunate to get our initial angel investment from a lot of investors here in Memphis. And that really supported us to build a platform. And for the past 2 years, we are so proud of our team. Yes, we went through a lot of challenges trying to really understand the pain points of our customers and trying to build a robust solution that actually benefits a lot of these organizations. And over the past these 2 years, we really identified the challenges, and especially after pandemic, it's very clear to us how this new virtual environment is going to help a lot of organizations to build on top of our technology. And coming to the investment standpoint, we are actively raising capital in order to even be a part of our growth story, and especially here in Memphis. So we would love to hear from investors who wanted to learn more about our solution and also look at our growth story. And we are just getting started. In fact, yes, we have got a lot of great customers all across the US. And now that we are inching towards this new rebranding with UpSquad, and this is just the beginning. I think we believe that we have a long way to go, and especially with the support of Memphis and the community and a lot of great folks who believe in us and our team and our story. I think we are just getting off the ground, and we would love to hear from any folks who are interested to learn more about our solution and also potential investments.
Yeah. Derrick, what would you add on the investment side in terms of the words of encouragement to those who could potentially be investors for UpSquad?
We plan on growing our revenue from this year, I would say 10 times by next year. And after that, it's going to grow another 3 or 4 or 5 more times after that year, without giving specific numbers. So we would love to talk to people to actually share those specific numbers. Our goal is to grow our team. So we already have a development team in place. We already have a sales organization that we're ramping up. We've hired a marketing firm. So a marketing firm, we have an active marketing campaign going on right now with our new brand. This is helping us grow across the country. I cannot explain this enough, how we're getting leads from across the country. We're getting those organizations that are hurting, that actually have budget right now, that are looking for this for their January programs. So our goal is for this to absolutely explode in 2021. We've proven that the concept works, and we have references. We have, you can look on our website and see what customers are saying about us. So we have nowhere to go but up. And the more support we have, this is the thing I really want to say to those who support us is thank you, because the time is really now. There is a window right now because of what's going on in the environment that we can grow and accelerate. This is an unprecedented time in history. It cannot be compared to any other time that's happened with high-tech companies, the disruption that's going on. And what I mean is that we are the right type of company, the right people at the right time. And everyone has this, they have video on their phones now. Everyone has video on their computers. So with this disruption, we are poised and we are taking advantage of this at this time.
Talk about it now from a customer standpoint. And as you mentioned, you really have no geographical barriers, which is amazing. And so for nonprofits, businesses, churches, schools, there's such, as we mentioned before, a wide variety of usages. What does that look like as a next step for these organizations who want to learn more about UpSquad and how you can help?
Our strategy, we have learned from customers. We're learning what are they using now to solve the challenges they're having now. We're adding that and building that into the platform. So that way we're integrating with them, they can keep using it. I'll give you an example. A lot of organizations are using survey technologies. After they have an event, they want to survey How did people enjoy it? What did they get from it? How can they improve? We're taking that, say, from SurveyMonkey or Google Forms, and we're building that into our platform as well to make this all automated. So we're finding the best-in-class technologies that customers are already using. We're combining them into one platform. So the beauty of this is the data is one place. Now they have the data is in one place, how their programs are doing, how people are thriving, how they can improve.
Yeah. And so talk about website, social media, how do they reach out and take those next steps?
Yeah, so I think if anybody wanted to request a demo, the best way for us to reach out at hello@upsquad.com. And you can also go to our website, upsquad.com, and also click on request a demo and add all your details. And we are going to reach back to you within 1 or 2 days to set up a demo as well. So that's the best way to reach us on our website and at the email.
Well, Derrick, Venki, thank you for all you do. I'm definitely excited for the future ahead. And when you look at already what you've accomplished, but the road ahead and the transformation that you enable for so many organizations and churches and schools, it really is truly exciting. So thank you for all you do and for coming on the show.
Thank
Thank
you
so much for the opportunity.